weeks ago, somebody sent me a song that I heard that is actually AI. Check it out.
Carolina, oh, it's a long and winding road.
You may be saying, this sounds actually better than the stuff that you play on the Spotify countdowns.
You can ask it to write a song about bananas in the style of Joni Mitchell, for instance, and it'll generate the lyrics in seconds.
Muito artista que acha isso. E daí ele fica com medo. A IA vai tirar o emprego do artista.
Technology has come a long way since its humble beginning. Artificial intelligence, AI, has rapidly advanced in recent years, leading to concerns about whether AI will eventually replace human musicians. The fact is that continuous technology advancement has been featuring amazing possibilities, and one single question raises up. Will I lose my creative job? How can I get ready for this man-machine battle? Has something similar happened before in history? If you don't want a robot to play your synthesizer instead of you, hit the like button and subscribe to dive into this relevant subject coming next. AI can now generate melodies, harmonies, lyrics, even vocals that mimic real human voices. You can feed it a prompt like sad pop ballad with 80s vibe and boom, you've got something that sounds radio ready. But does that mean the days of flesh and blood musicians are numbered? If you think this is a completely new fear, you're wrong. Rewind to the 1990s. Personal computers were just starting to show up in bedrooms, and MIDI sequencing gave rise to a new kind of DIY producer. Traditional musicians were worried. Would these digital newcomers wipe out their careers? Artificial intelligence has been a subject of study for almost a century, even when the computers were completely analog. The same happened in the 1990s with the popular desktops and the early access to the internet. The early digital era brought new possibilities, and musicians also feared being replaced. Even decades before you were probably born, engineers dreamed of machines that could compose music without any human hand.
In another field, music can now be produced entirely by electronics. No known instruments are involved. Coded information is punched out. An electronic music synthesizer does the rest. This is music with a strictly electronic beat.
These weren't threats, they were marvels, and yet they sparked the same anxiety we feel today. Can something artificial replace something soulful? Today, AI is more than a novelty. It's being used by bedroom producers and Grammy-winning artists alike. From generating chord progressions to creating backing tracks and remixing vocals, AI can now be your co-writer, co-producer, even your singer. I treat it like a springboard. It gives me ideas I wouldn't have come up with on my own. But it doesn't replace my taste, my style, or my story. And that's the core of it. Music is more than notes and beats. It's a language of emotion, a memory you can hear, a moment frozen in sound. Machines can imitate patterns, but they can't feel pain, fall in love, or relive childhood dreams. Music is about soul. It's about that crack in your voice when you're singing something true. A machine can't know that feeling. Around the globe, music is tied to ritual, identity, heritage. Whether it's a sitar in India or samba in Brazil, songs carry stories passed down for generations. How can a machine replicate that cultural weight, that personal meaning? That's where the conversation shifts. Because maybe the question isn't, will AI replace musicians, but how can musicians use technology to elevate their art? This is where exclusive music production tools like the Synth Trek Vol 1 come in, with 256 synth presets inspired by the rare, haunting, and punchy textures used by the German pioneers of electronic music, Kraftwerk. Now, producers today can tap into that vintage sonic DNA right from their laptops. It's not just nostalgia, it's innovation built on legacy, the soul of the past, fused with the tools of the future. Want to try the Synth Trek Vol 1? Link in the description. As we've mentioned Kraftwerk, the godfathers of electro, the group had a notorious oracle about what today is considered a battle between man and machine. In 1978, they spotlighted a considerable reflection with a song in an album with the same title, The Man Machine, where a robotic voice sings, "Man machine, semi-human being, or superhuman being?" Despite the few words, that describes everything. On one side, fearing people worried about losing their jobs to technology. On the other side, people enjoying the most of each possibility. Even in their live performances and studio recordings, the band always aimed to share a message, the balance between both sides. Here is what Ralf Hütter, Kraftwerk's vocalist, said about AI recently in an interview. The topic of artificial intelligence is currently a much discussed topic. As someone who has a keen interest in new technologies, have you ever been involved in it? For me, AI is short for künstlerische Intelligenz, artistic intelligence. What is called artificial intelligence is just computational work, which has been around for a long time. What do you think of the idea that anyone can instruct artificial intelligence to compose a song that sounds like Kraftwerk? So far, I haven't heard any composition that impressed me. I always just hear cheap imitations. There are countless of them, not only made by artificial intelligence, but also by humans. However, when David Byrne sings The Model together with the Balanescu Quartet, it becomes another artistic interpretation, a creative contribution. Everything else seems to be just copy and paste. Artificial intelligence does not create anything new. It simply follows the input values. This is tedious and essentially just bureaucracy. In contrast, our music has a spontaneous, improvisational, and creative force. Artistic intelligence is urgently needed in today's world. This and many other artists share a similar point of view. The best art today comes from collaboration between old and new, human and machine. A beat born from AI, twisted by a human groove, a melody that starts as code and ends in a crowd singing along. So, will AI replace musicians? Not likely, but it will reshape the landscape, and that's not something to fear. It's something to master. Music's greatest power is connection. As long as we have stories to tell, struggles to share, and joy to celebrate, music will remain human. Despite these fears, the truth is that AI is unlikely to completely replace musicians, but rather enhance their creativity and capabilities. While the fear of AI replacing musicians is understandable, the truth is that AI is unlikely to completely replace human musicians. AI can be a valuable tool for musicians, but it cannot replicate the emotional depth, creativity, and authenticity that human musicians bring to their music. The future of music will likely involve a collaboration between AI and musicians, each bringing their unique strengths to create innovative and captivating music. Whether you're a musician, a producer, or a composer, don't compete with the machine. Collaborate with it, shape it, train it, then take its power and pour your soul into it. That's how we win. Subscribe to Cop TV for more videos on creativity, tools, and the future of music.